So, hello everyone. So, I'm not sure if you do have a post trade analysis in your trading process, but I just recently adopted one for myself. So, remember, guys, this is not meant to educate anyone, but if you do find value in it, please do subscribe. I'm just documenting my trading journey so I can look back and find little bits of knowledge I can learn and upgrade or increase my knowledge of trading. So, basically, that's what I'm trying to do. So basically what I'm going to be doing today or documenting is my first post-trade analysis whereby I'm going to try and derive value from my losing trades or find value or bit of wisdom after I've taken a trade, because apparently you do learn a lot from your mistakes. So join me as I am doing my first or documenting my first post-trade analysis. So what is a post-trade analysis? So, as I've said, a post-trade analysis is a list of questions that you're going to ask yourself just to find what was your feeling and what can you note in the trade. So, the first question we're going to ask is, what did I do right or wrong in the trade? The second question was anything missing in my previous analysis? Because when you're doing a post-trade analysis, it's not for the next coming trade, but what can you learn from the previous trade? The third question is, did I stray from the game plan? Followed by, was it a comfortable trade for me? This one is actually going to be testing or going to be helping you find out your emotional IQ, your feelings, your emotions. That's where you're going to do. Then lastly, not even lastly, do I want to find more trades like this? And was it a good loser? So we'll be just taking bits of pieces of knowledge we can get in each of these points. So let's go to the charts, if we may. So the first question we'll be we'll be trying to answer is, what did I do right and what did I do wrong? So this is the trade we're doing a post-trade analysis for. This was the trade we took. As you can see, maybe I can start analyzing the chart again so you do find value if you don't know the strategy. But if you want to find more about the strategy I'm using, you can go back to one of my videos. I think I posted it earlier this year, so I do have it online. So if you don't know the tools we use a Fibonacci retracement. But before we use the Fibonacci retracement, we do our analysis or our bias for taking a trade on the 1 hour chart. So if you do look, we are in a bearish movement. So our bias for yesterday, even today, was we were just going to take sells. So after we find our bias on our 1 hour chart, we do go to our 15 minutes and find these small trades here. So the trade we took yesterday, this one here, we used our Fibonacci retracement to find where we can get our entry, which was just up here. But we used the Fibonacci not just for finding our entry space. We used the Fibonacci because I am a reversal trader, so I trade with the trend. What I'm trying to say. So what did I do right? As our first question, what did I do right and what did I do wrong? So what did I do right? I did find my bias. I did find my entry. The only thing that was missing was the cluster. There was no cluster here, so this trade was not an A+ trade just because of that. So I would say it was a B trade. If it's a B trade, what do I do with my risk to reward ratio, of which, if it's a perfect setup, it's 100% setup. I'm going to take 100% of my risk, which is 5% of my capital. But for this one, I think I ended up taking roughly 4%, if I'm not mistaken. Then the second thing that I did that was wrong, I took a trade. I think when I saw this trade, it was on this candle right here. So I had a trade here and a trade up there. So the second thing that was wrong with my trade is I took a trade in an area where I'm only allowed to get in the market. So that's the second thing that I did that was wrong. One other thing, if you do take a trade in this area right here where you're supposed to get out of the market, you're actually messing up your risk to reward. But what ended up happening yesterday here is the trade that I took in this area here had a very, very messed up risk to reward. I was actually losing more than I was getting. If that this trade could have went bad, could have lost more than I could have got profit out of the market. So those are the two things. Then lastly, I think when it comes to taking profit, I was early. I took profit early. This was the area where I was supposed to take profit, but I ended up taking profit just, I think, on this candle here, and the market ended up. That's not a problem. So that's the first thing that I noticed on my trade. So there was no cluster. I took a trade where I was not supposed to. In that area between 100 and 1.8, I'm supposed to be getting out of the market, not getting into trades. Then for today, we are just literally waiting on another trade. So I know this is okay. Maybe we can move to the second question. The second question was anything missing in my previous analysis? I think I've already mentioned that there was no cluster. So I also used this. I'll talk about it one day. This cluster, it shows me when the market is overbought or what's going to be possibly likely to happen in the market. Then what else? Did I stray from the game plan? I don't think I did stray from the game plan. I took maybe we did one trade and taking profits early. I think that's one thing that I did stray away from. Was it a comfortable trade for me? It was comfortable, except that I knew that if something went wrong on the trade that was wrongly placed or wrongly executed, I was going to lose more than I get. Then do I want to find more trades like this? Yes, I would have to get more trades like this. Was it a good loser? If it was a loser, and for this one, it was not a loser. But I did get a bit of knowledge about myself, especially with this question where was it a comfortable trade for me? It was a comfortable trade, but the only thing that was missing was that I knew deep down that there was something wrong with it. So for next time, for me to have a very comfortable trade, I think I have to just follow 100% my strategy. Otherwise, it was a very, very good trade, guys. We did end up getting, I think, 1:2.3 or something. So it was a good trade at all. Then just for giving you a signal for today, this is the trade we're waiting for. Maybe let me do the analysis this side. So remember, we go to our 1 hour chart. We do find the bias for the day was still in a bearish environment. We go to 15 minutes. Did I put? Oh no. Then you place your Fibonacci. Remember, if you don't understand anything that I'm doing here, you can check my previous video for the strategy. Then let me find. Then okay, after we've placed our Fibonacci, we have to place or find the area where there is a high liquidity area. So for me, this is my area, but one problem I have with this setup, it's this gap right here. But this is what I'm waiting for this next trade. Otherwise, I hope this does work out for you guys. Please post anything that maybe you would love me to